So good morning kids, how are you? In the previous class of geography we were reading about latitudes and longitudes, and I was telling you about the latitudes. Okay, so there I have drawn a circle representing Earth, and then I have drawn equator, then there were few more latitudes which we are covering the areas. Okay, so what in today's chapter we are going to do, that let us first write this is 0 degree and this is 23.5 degree northern side, this is 66.5 degree northern side, and this is the 90 degree part northern side, and coming again here 23.5 degree southern part, 23.5 degree 66.5 degree southern side, and this is the 90 degree side of the southern part. Okay, so what I was telling you about that these zones or these areas have their specific name, like this 0 degree or the biggest latitude is termed as equator. Then going upside, if you will see, then this 23.5 degree is known as Tropic of Cancer, and again if you go upward more to 66.5 degree, it is termed as Arctic Circle, and if you will go above the 90 degree, that is the Frigid Zone area. And if you are coming down here, this is Tropic of Capricorn, this is the Antarctic Circle. Okay, so now in this video today we are going to learn about how the representation or the distance from equator changes the climate of an area. So we will name this video as heat zones of Earth. So I think you have written the names and other things, so I am rubbing and cleaning the board, and the name of today's video will be heat zones of Earth. Okay, so what are heat zones of Earth that we are going to learn today? I have told you just in the beginning of this video that there are many latitudes, but mainly we see there are 6 latitudes that we count as or term as important. So here again we shall draw the part and this equator. Okay, so now the most important thing what we have to learn is, see, you know that Earth receive or any other planet or satellite receive its heat and light from sun. Okay, so considering this as Earth, let me draw a sun here, and when it emits light, all the sun rays, it falls on Earth. Most of it are reflected by ozone layer, that we will learn later when the chapter of stratosphere and the domains of Earth comes. Here we are going to learn about when the sun rays fall on Earth. It depends that the area where it is, and accordingly the heat is trapped. See, now when you see this area or the middle part, you will notice something, that the rays of sun is longer here, is longer here, and is longer here as well. But the rays of Earth, when it directly falls on the equator, are the shortest among all. These will go somewhere in the space, so don't consider them. So what I was telling, the rays of Earth, when it falls on Earth, you see the upper part or the 90 degree parts receive the least of sunlight in both the sides. That's why these zones are known as frigid zone. Remember one thing, there are 3 heat zones. One is the equator, then there is temperate. Okay, so as I was telling that the rays fall here with some distance, and the rays that fall on the equator are the shortest one. There are 3 heat zones here, namely torrid, temperate, and the frigid zone. They represent on the both sides. Okay, this is the equator part, the 0 degree part, and between 0 degree to 23.5 degree is the part which is known as torrid zone. Okay, the heat here on both the sides. This is torrid zone of the north side, or northern torrid zone you can say, and this is torrid of southern part. Okay, so from 0 degree to 23.5 degree on the both side, the temperature remains extremely hot. As you go downwards or as you go upwards, what happens? The temperature gradually falls down. It happens because, as you see, the sun rays starts to cover a more distance, and as the rays covers more distance, the heat is distributed among the different areas. That's why the areas near the equator are always warm. They receive hefty amount of sunlight throughout the year. That's why the temperature there remains something on an average of 42 to 45 degrees Celsius throughout the year. They also receive rainfall due to heavy evaporation. The precipitation rate is also very high there, and they do receive near about 2 to 3 hours of rainfall every day. Okay, so we were proceeding further. Now when you go more upward from 23.5 degree to 66.5 degree, this area is temperate on both sides. Okay, this is north temperate zone and this is south temperate zone. This area is considered as best for living purposes. Here you can see that the temperature is neither very high nor very low. Neither it crosses 40-45 degree, nor it goes below 0 degrees somewhere. In India, if you will see, according to the map of India, if you will see, it's very difficult to draw our country's map, but let me draw it somewhere. Let me explain you. If you have a map of India, you just take it out in your textbook, and you will be seeing in the map of India that a line that crosses somewhere near Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, and just above our state. That line is 23.5 degree latitude, and a Tropic of Cancer will be written there. This shows that our country falls, the downward parts or the southern part of our country falls in the torrid zone, but the above part falls in the temperate zone. As I have told you that 0 degree to 23.5 degree is torrid zone, and above that from 23.5 degree to 66.5 degree north is temperate zone. Here what you can see in this, by taking the example of our country, what you can see that in the southern states, in the southern part of our country, the temperature always remains high, but since it's near to the sea, or our country is a peninsula, the temperature remains moderate, but the heat which falls there, or what the people feel there, is higher comparing to the other part of the country. As you go upward, or as you move upward, the temperature gradually falls down. It remains hot during the summer, but the winter are cold as well. The winters here are not much colder. The summers here are extreme, and the summers are extreme here too, but the winters are moderate here, but winters are very extreme in the northern part of our country. As you see, the Himachal, the part of Himachal, the Himalayan range and Jammu Kashmir area, it remains frozen during the time of winter season as you go upward. And gradually, if you will see the upper state, or the states which are on the northern side, or the countries which are above us, like some part of China, there are other countries like Russia, they are above us, and the temperature in Russia remains very low throughout the year. It happens in countries like Greenland, it happens in countries like New Zealand, which are very close to the frigid zone area. So studying about heat zones of earth, you need to understand one thing, that whenever you go farther from the equator, the temperature will always go down. The farther from the equator you go, the temperature gradually will be coming down. But we have to remember one more thing, that as we are being taught that this happens, but we have to remember one thing, that due to global warming, now the frigid areas are melting gradually. They are melting down very fast, and what actually happens now, that what we have been taught, that as we go up the temperature goes down, but now in frigid zone areas the temperature are also increasing. The temperature is increasing day by day, and there will be a time then when there will be no frigid zone remain. And according to the studies of scientists in recent years, they have told that by 2031 there will not be any glacier remained. So students, you prepare notes for this and can ask for any doubts if you have regarding the chapters. That's all for today. Thank you.